Where do we start to tell a story that has taken a lifetime to witness and experience? Adventures from around the globe.
The ups, the downs, the struggles, and the rewards.
As the couple who started it all on outdoor television, we are now riding the wave of the future.
Bringing our years of experience and adventure
To you.
What a magnificent buck. Oh, baby.
It's not about the record books.
It's about living this lifestyle and making memories to pass on to the next generation. Respect the land, the animals, and the people.
Be true stewards to the land.
Our family lives by example. Faith, family, and work ethics.
We are on the most incredible journey of our lives.
It's time to get back to our roots
And go off-grid.
So, which cameras are you going to put out?
Well, just so you know, you just walked one there, there's one there, and one there. I got
know what?
on spy point.
This episode of Off Grid with Ralph and Vicki, we're going to talk about trail cameras.
Yep, and trail cameras, well, either you love them or you hate them.
Yeah, because sometimes you see the deer you want to see or the critters you want to
Or
see.
the moose or the elk or whatever.
And then sometimes you see them and you never see them in real life.
But here's the bottom line. When you get a picture of something in your area that excites you, guess what? It just gives you that much more confidence and that much more, ambition to get out there and go for it.
Well, and trail cameras are now being used for so much more than just trying to figure out game movement.
Oh,
We're using
sure.
them for security and other purposes too.
Oh yeah.
So we've got
don't kid
great
yourself.
stuff to go over with you guys about trail cameras on this episode of Off Grid.
And we're gonna take you hunting. And
Yeah.
truth is in the pudding
Yeah.
when you get those animals on your cameras.
Anyway, so we got a lot to go over with trail cameras.
Yep.
So we should just get going.
Yep, but I got you on spy point. I did. There, look over there. Gotcha.
Dang, you got a lot.
That's right. I know your every movement.
I have the app on my phone.
Oh. We can't say this enough, and that is trail cameras are a great tool. But
Yes.
being a better woods person, and I said that again correctly,
job.
but being a better woods person, being a woodsman, understanding, reading sign and all of these other things, understanding habitat, food cover, and water is always going to make you more successful.
One of the places we really love to use our cameras at is up in bear camp.
Oh, yeah.
Bear camp is great because you can go up there and before the trail cameras, we would go ahead and we would go and we would be like just going looking for tracks to see how big the tracks are, or if you find hair on a tree or maybe some claw marks or something, scat, you're trying to do all the stuff. Now we have cameras. So cameras are also going to help us, and obviously we still need to be good woodsmen and women, but at the same time it's helping us judge what's actually coming in.
Well, the other thing too, it tells you if a bait site, and it's not just a bait site for bears, if it's a food source for white-tailed deer or mule deer or elk or whatever, is you can see if that area is being frequented by, nocturnal animals. Because if it's nocturnally being, fed on, your odds of you being there at the right time, really, it's not going to happen.
Tyler, Dan, and I got to our bait site there, and we set up that blind up on the quad pod, got everything in there, put up our chairs, rolled out the floor, and we got set up right away while Tyler was finishing doing all the bait site stuff.
We'll just sit and see exciting things could happen. Hopefully not dangerous things, but exciting things can happen. We're set up in the blind, we've got everything going on, I've got my thermosol ready to go, and we got in here just in the nick of time. It's starting to drizzle, so added bonus of sitting in a blind during bear season. Rain, dry.
Sitting in the ground blind, just waiting, and it wasn't even 10 minutes and the first black bear comes in. And about 10 minutes later, another bear comes in. And within the first 45 minutes, we had 5 different bears around us at some point in time. Finally, this big guy got up, he walked over by where the beaver cage was at, and he just cracked on one of those bones, and man, I couldn't even imagine if that was one of my fingers. As he was turning and he was getting ready to go ahead, and I figured he was either gonna leave or else he was gonna go back down to what he was doing before, I had the opportunity and I took that shot. My hit was definitely high. At least that's what it looked like. I mean, I took him down. I tried to knock an arrow right away. I didn't get the opportunity to put another arrow into him, but right away, immediately, I tried to call Tyler to tell him because I figured he was on his way. He needs to, when he comes in, he needs to bring a gun because there's so many bears, and now we have one that's out there, and we need to make sure we put him down. As soon as Tyler got there, we kind of all gathered around and made a powwow. We decided what we're gonna do. He had a shotgun. We're gonna go ahead and go a little bit after this bear to see what's happening. It's already getting dark and there's so many bears around. We knew that it could be a dangerous situation. We did go in for about 50 yards and decided we needed to back out. We came back to camp and made a plan for the morning. Next morning, we got up, packed everyone up. We had 3 trucks with a bunch of bikes and we headed up to go recover my bear. Yeah, we have blood in here. You can see there's a bunch of blood out there. You got blood. We found some blood and then we were kind of worried and then we found some more and finally we ended up finding my bear.
Yeah, baby! That is awesome.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys.
Oh, that's a big bear, Vic. Yeah, that's a big bear.
The unfortunate part is when we ended up getting him, he was in the creek, which made him heavier than he already was.
It's a big old bear.
So we all did our best to get him up, took some photos, we loaded up that bear and brought him back to camp.
Off Grid is brought to you by Alps. Exceed your expectations. Bass Pro Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Bog. Engineered for the unknown. Boss Buck Feeders. Now you're getting serious. Browning. The best there is. Cyclops Lights. Get out of the dark. Easton. Advancing archery's legacy since 1922. Gammo. Adult precision airguns. Hoyt. Get serious, get Hoyt.
I am not your forefather's broadhead. I am 4 ultra-sharp blades of blistering precision. I am 3 devastating inches of cutting trauma. I am a 100-grain testament to American ingenuity. I am a bulletproof storm of unleashed fury. I am the Spitfire Double Cross, and failure is not an option. NAP. Hunt with confidence.
One of the things that we have found is that if you are able to put when you're setting up your trail camera, whether it's for bear hunting or deer hunting or anything, if you can put it up higher in a tree, facing down, you're gonna have less likely of those animals actually reacting to any kind of noise or flash going on in that camera.
For sure, especially in a bear setup, is you got to make sure that if you're touching any of the bait, don't go and touch the camera, because
don't do that.
if you leave that scent on, they're going to get after it. And, you know, setting up at a bait site, especially for bears, because they're an inquisitive animal, they're going to come in, they're going to smell it. A lot of times, if they can get their claws behind it, they'll rip it right off the tree. So set up for bears a bait site. You know, maybe you really want to keep it flush to the tree. You can put a wedge in there and pitch that camera down, or stand up on the buggy. Get up there as high as you can and face it down on an angle where if he'd have to climb up. Because a lot of times they'll smell, if it's really nothing, then they're gonna get down. But if you can keep that away from them, keeping that down there, and today's technology with these dark LEDs,
Right.
are crazy, because you watch these animals and they don't even know what's going on. Now, some other, you know, setups you've seen is if all of a sudden that animals looking at that camera, even though it says they advertise that
Right.
it won't, the animals are going to tell you if it's bothering them or not, for sure. I am not a tech savvy guy.
I second that one. He's not a tech savvy guy,
No, I still don't understand why they call it a smartphone.
because you have to be smart enough to use it.
I knew that was coming. But, you know, the buck tracker is
The
pretty,
Buck Tracker app from Spy Point,
is pretty
absolutely.
amazing.
It is.
I mean, it's very simple. They've got little animal icons, and they're working on more yearly. And literally, you can turn around, press the turkey, and if you put a card in with 1,000 photos, it's going to hurry up and isolate all your turkey photos, and you'll start viewing them. If you want a
Yep.
buck, it'll bring up the buck. If you want a doe, it'll bring up the doe. I mean, and they're working on other critters.
Yeah, and they even have a star on there, so you can make your favorites on there too. So I mean, there's all kinds of things. It's a great way to organize all the photos that you have. It's a great application. It is.
I think there is. I have recently found a drawback with the cellular R-Link cameras.
What's that?
Boy, when you're sitting in the stand or the ground blind and not much is moving, and you go to that app and you see that the deer that you're after, the bear or the elk or whatever, is where you should have been that morning, oh yeah, it'll play hell on you.
So we've actually, you're right, that the Link cameras from Spy Point are
Addictive.
They are. So we had our first one out there, and now we have a couple more, because you get to the point where you just want to know what's going on in your woods or where you're hunting.
I can tell you this, you know, Vicki's always been, you know, with me with the cameras, but once we got the links, everything goes to her. It's all, she has the password, she has everything. It goes right to Vicki. Again,
I'm the
it's
one
'cause-
that set it up. It's what happens.
Yeah, but I have never seen her so addicted to looking at the trail camera photos that we do now. It's pretty cool.
So, just like the bear that I just
Yep,
took there,
yeah.
that we just showed, was that, you know what, we had the cameras up and we never got a picture of that boar. We were hunting the sows. We weren't hunting the sows. We were hunting the area where the sows were coming at, because
The
it's
rut. The rut.
So we are hanging out and waiting for the boars to come through, get the scent that they want to, and sure enough, it worked out great. And that happens quite often, is you're not going to necessarily get pictures of all the game in the area, but it's going to help you determine to where you need to be sitting and hunting. So it's the same thing though when it comes to deer hunting. If you're getting pictures of just a bunch of does, but it's becoming the end of October, you know what?
You're in the right spot.
You're in the right spot. So that's where you need to be set up, even though you may not be happy that you're not getting pictures of all those bucks. The does are going to help you out there.
The girls will bring the boys.
Off Grid is also brought to you by Hunter Specialties, serious hunting tools. Muddy, serious gear for serious hunters. NAP, hunt with confidence. Plano, protect your passion. Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors. Spyplane, connected to your passion. Traditions, feel the difference. True Glow, when brightness counts. Off Grid is also brought to you in part by
Whew, choices. Boy, there's a lot of them. And when you look at sites, it's like, oh my gosh, what do I really need? The Storm returns in 2019 with improved styling on the aircraft-grade aluminum mounting bracket,
Providing a wide adjustment of range, a strong hold, and a modern look.
all while maintaining the simplicity and price that is attractive to many entry-level and intermediate archers.
Unique Pro Bright pin design for increased durability and brightness.
Enlarged circular field of view,
All new aluminum mounting bracket.
lightweight and compact.
Adjustable for both left and right-handed shooters.
One site can really answer all your needs, and that's why the new Storm G2 from True Glow could be your answer.
Off Grid's conservation group of choice, the Wild Sheep Foundation.
We can't say this enough, and that is trail cameras are a great tool. But
Yes.
being a better woods person, and I said that again correctly,
job.
but being a better woods person, being a woodsman, understanding, reading sign, and all of these other things, understanding habitat, food cover, and water, is always going to make you more successful.
Right, and by knowing those three things, the food, cover, and water, is going to help you to determine where you need to put a trail camera at.
Right, and I mean, Vicki nailed it, because, just don't think you're gonna put it by a trail and set it up, because proper placement prevents piss poor pictures.
So if you're in an
Really?
area where you don't have like a food plot up, but you're on a trail in the timber, a lot of mistakes happen is because a lot of times you'll put it right on the tree, facing the trail, and you're gonna wonder why you're only getting the back end of a deer walking through. Where seriously, what you should do is put it so it's facing towards the trail, one of the directions, and that way you can get the action coming in or going away.
And a lot of new cameras, just like on our spy points, they have more sensors than ever.
Absolutely.
The trigger speeds are phenomenal. So whoever thought you'd get birds flying in?
Oh, yeah.
Like
And-
a still shot of
Yep.
a beautiful shot. Well, we have, and we consistently get that kind
Right.
of stuff. But the thing is, like Vicki's saying, is again placement. Know where you're facing. You face that east or that west, and you're gonna get flaring.
Yeah, you're gonna get sunrise and sunset photos all the time. And always make sure that anything that could be around in the area, if it's a windy day,
Oh.
if it's gonna trigger that camera to go off.
You can tone down your sensitivity.
Absolutely.
Which a lot of people don't even realize is
Yep.
if you're in a spot where maybe you don't want to trim at all, but you turn that sensitivity down, and you may not be getting so many false photos.
Yesterday morning, we sat in our food plot up over there to the west. We had a giant come in, 16 yards right there, but he presented me no shot whatsoever. Just straight on, and I'm not gonna take a marginal shot, not like that with my bow. So now we're just gonna sit tight and hope that that big guide or someone like him comes by again. He's low. It's low in back hair. I need to call and have them come get us. We need to get the heck out of here. And we'll wait. We'll come back and this afternoon late. We're not going after him. Okay.
Yes.
We've waited 3.5 hours. We've watched the footage over and over and over and over and over again on the big TV, and it looks like he should be down. He should be down. So we're gonna go to my stand, find my arrow, and see what we can find.
Sure you went this way?
There, right here. There's his track. Well.
Hey.
I gotta go.
You didn't go. Oh my God.
Look at him.
Oh, honey.
Oh my gosh. Look at him.
Is he beautiful?
I have to say that I have more story with this buck. I had him 2 nights ago and front straight at me. I had no shot. And he left, and then I thought, oh my gosh, what if I never see him again? Well, a couple days after the wind finally switched back to our southeast, we got him.
Congratulations. Thank you. Proud of you.
This is like,
What a magnificent deer. Wow, if I would have known this was off grid with just Vicki, I probably would have boycotted this one.
It wasn't just Vicki.
Oh,
We
yeah,
talked
well-
about trail cameras.
Yeah, but you know, you did all the hunting.
And what's the point?
Hey, you know, all kidding aside, I mean, I hope you understood, and I hope we drove home some of the points on getting you to be better and utilize these cameras in a better aspect. But again, remember that just because you get a photo doesn't mean you're going to have an opportunity.
Right, and just because you don't get the photo doesn't mean that certain animals aren't around. So if you get anything out of this episode, we hope you realize that. Just become better woodsmen.
That's it. If you become a better woods person, see?
Oh, wow,
See,
good job.
politically correct, I nailed it.
There
all
you
right?
go.
know,
Okay, you
this
can have-
is why
you can
it's
have-
Ralph and Vicki on Off Grid.
I
But
was gonna give it to him, and now he just lost it. He just lost it. Hey, we do hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time on Off Grid with Vicki and Ralph. 3.
whatever.
Oh, I'm like 3.
CHW, whatever.
At least he didn't go. You know what that is?
No, what the hell's that mean?
Whatever. Major loser.
Closed caption brought to you by Wounded Warrior Outdoors, providing wounded servicemen and women with therapeutic outdoor adventures.
what is that? What? Ever. Major loser.
Hope you enjoyed this week's show.
Yeah, I know. Oh, shoot. Can't use that either.
I think you can.